Dobre páni, ideme na to, ideme to proudiť. Keď to spustíme, skontujeme tieto veci, či sedia. Dobre páni, ideme na to, ideme to proudiť. Dobre, začíname páni. 888. Začíname 888. relaxačný tréningový deň. Je 25.4.2026. Je sobota, takže máme výbožrutý 15, 15, 14, 14, 13, 13, 12, 12, 11, 11. Predné, zadné, predné, zadné, predné, zadné. 5 sérií. Začíname 18.52. Začíname 18.52, prvá séria. 15, 15, predné, zadné. Púšťame výkol ako podmas.
Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Today, I'm on the public test server to have a look at upcoming radiation changes. This would be for the June update. So in the March update, we actually got quite a bit of adjustment when it comes to radiation and radiation protection. The big one there was that radiation reduction that was on power armor, the stealth suit, the hazmat suit, that was all removed. And in exchange, we've got a big increase in radiation resistance. However, it wasn't enough to offset the loss of that radiation reduction. And the idea behind the changes that we're looking at right now is that radiation in the environment, that's what we're looking at as environmental radiation, is much stronger, but radiation protection will actually be a lot more effective. Protection will actually give you protection. And what I plan to look at, I've got a nuke zone right behind me, as you could probably tell, and we'll look at Emmett Mountain as well. And I plan to look at power armor, hazmat suit, stealth suit, regular armor, no armor. This is my human character, but I'll also bring in a ghoul character a little bit, and we'll look at that as well. So first up, you can see I have no radiation resistance. I have unequipped all that stuff, no armor, no nothing. And I just want to get a baseline and see how much radiation we're getting from a nuke zone. We have a war zone. I don't care about a war zone. I just care about so maybe I need to sneak a little bit. I don't really want to get involved in combat. Okay, so it looks like 74, somewhere between 74 and 75 rads per second, which is, that is more than we're getting on live for sure. So that is quite a bit of radiation that we're getting from the environment, or at least from a nuke zone. So next what we're going to do, I have shielded Raider leathers equipped, and you can see they give radiation resistance of 48, which really isn't all that much. But if the protection is actually more meaningful, that should actually give us a decent reduction. So this is going to be, let's just double check. Yeah, that's all I have equipped. 48 radiation radiation resistance rather, not reduction, resistance. Let's see what 48 does to 74 rads per second. See what kind of difference that actually makes. Okay, so just 48 is cutting it down by 2/3, almost. So it's taking it down to 26 rads. Now, obviously, this isn't enough protection to last very long, but just that little bit of resistance is making a huge difference. So yeah, going down from 74, 75 down to a constant 26. So yeah, that's a big difference. Let's put on some armor and see what that looks like. So my armor I'm wearing is Secret Service. It is a full set of Secret Service with buttressed. Now, one of the things you're going to notice here, these are the overall numbers. Now, this is my armor plus the under armor. I'm at 161. So you can see that's actually been reduced from what it looks like on live. However, because the protection itself should be more meaningful, that should still give us a net gain in terms of resistance. So even though 161, because it would be about, I think it would be around 250 or so with the under armor and the armor itself on live, somewhere like that. I could be off by a little bit, but it's well over 200. So even though we're getting less protection, and all armor, that is one of the adjustments, all armor, not power armor, just regular armor, the radiation resistance has been lowered, but because the protection is actually more meaningful, it should still be stronger than it is on live. But we'll see how that goes. So we were at 26 with just the 48 resistance. So if we have our 161, okay, so now we're down to 11. That's actually pretty good. So we're going down from 74, 75 down to 10 or 11. So what is that, about an 85-ish % reduction in radiation, which is, for regular armor. I mean, regular armor shouldn't protect you completely. That's actually really good. So how does that compare to live? I think live would be more than that. I'm trying to remember what it was when I tested this on live. I think it's around 14 or so, 13, 14. So this is a slight improvement over what we're getting on live, even though the numbers, the radiation resistance number is actually less. So, that's actually pretty reasonable protection for regular armor. So what if we have something like what rads? If we add what rads on top of regular armor, what does that look like? So so you can see we've got the regular armor, we've got the under armor, and what rads? Radiation resistance of 461, plus we're healing radiation at the rate of 6 rads per second. So this should actually be pretty good. I would imagine this would be probably, I don't know if it's going to be neutral or if it's going to be a slight gain or what, but let's find out. So that's saying plus 3 rads, but that does not calculate, that doesn't figure in the plus or the rad healing of 6 per second. So overall, yeah, we add what rads to the armor and we're sitting at neutral. I wonder what rads by itself would do. All right, so I've taken off all the armor. All I have is what rads by itself. So 300 rad resist plus 6 rads per second. It's not quite enough. Looks like we're going to gain radiation over time, but what rads by itself is almost strong enough to hang in a nuke zone. I mean, this would definitely be enough if I was doing, say, Scorched Earth in a nuke zone. Would definitely be enough to last the fight. I mean, that is so slow. It would take... I'd have to put a timer on it, but I think it would be a very long timer. So this would be enough just by itself to be in a nuke zone. So even if you're playing like a Berserker type character that has no armor at all with no resistance, this would be enough just by itself to keep you going for a really long time. And once you are out of that nuke zone, your rads are going to heal right up. So what rads by itself? A very strong perk. All right, let's have a look at power armor. So what I have here is a set of Vulcan, which actually is the second weakest when it comes to radiation resistance.
No, ideme to doraziť. Posledná 5. séria, oficiálne 11-11 a neoficiálne 12-12 a oficiálne 11-11 predné zadné. Dobre, je to za nami. Celkom slušný čas bude. Dobre, je to za nami. Zrekapitulujeme si to. 888, áno. Je 888. 888. relaxačný tréningový deň za nami. Bolo 25.4.2026 sobota. Skončili sme 18.59. Skončili sme 18.59, 7 bol stredný čas, trval 8 minút a 30 sekúnd, 8.30.